On tonight's show, Master Distiller Harlen Wheatley tells us what's hiding in his liquor cabinet other than Buffalo Trace Bourbon. Tim Szonyi paints the picture of Mexico with the colors of Tequila Blue. Steve asks big picture questions. Connor gets barrel specific. Sacha and Andy give a good old shout out before Andy gets crafty with subtitled cocktails. Filmed live in Baroq House Melbourne during Top Shelf Boutique Drinks Festival with Sipsmith's J. Grade taking the chair. It's a craft intervention.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to The Intervention live here at Baroq House in Melbourne. Today we're going to be talking all about craft spirits, craft beer, craft cocktails, craft bars. So let's find out what all this crafty business is all about. Harlen, welcome to Australia. You've flown all the way over here from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep, yeah. Frankfort, Kentucky, yeah. Close to Louisville.
Same but different, you know. And we have Tim here as well. You're pretty local, so you're nice and fresh, probably from last night.
Fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, and you were at Top Shelf today as well, I presume?
No, actually, I'm out tomorrow.
You're out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's nice to be part-time. All right. Well, so we're here to talk about craft spirits. Being such, such keen advocates of craft spirits, and you know, having a massive respect for it. I mean, how do both your liquor cabinets look? I mean, at home.
In my liquor cabinet, one of the things I'm known for is to have a lot of experimental things, a lot of different things. I've got Japanese whiskey, I've got tequilas, I've got all kinds of experiments that we've tried, and some of them are good and some of them are really bad. One of the things I've learned is if you have a really bad whiskey, some people really don't know what bad whiskey tastes like. And so it's actually an educational thing. You can teach people what bad whiskey is by showing them some bad whiskey, you know. And so I have a little bit of everything.
Excellent. No, that's good to hear. And how about yourself, Tim?
My friends obviously aren't as nice as your friends, because mine clear my cabinet out all the time.
Well, I won't let them do that now.
But,
too hard to come by.
Yeah, no, but you know, one of the things that I suppose the nice thing about being in our industry and travelling a bit too, you know, you go a lot through duty free, and you get to see a lot of the newest places, newest brands that people are showcasing, because duty free is used for that a lot. And then you come here though, and you go to some of the bars in Melbourne or Sydney as an example, and you look on the back bar, and it is unbelievable, the scope of what you can buy now. And so, you know, probably a bit like Harlen, I like to have a few different things in there. The world of craft spirits is just exploding.
I'd definitely say, boys, keep your cabinets locked up. What do you think's the driving force behind this craft movement?
Over the last 10 or 15 years, the bartenders have demanded better quality products because their customers have demanded better products, mainly because when they're paying $10, $15 for a cocktail, they want a good quality product. And the one thing we've seen is it's important not only to deliver that consistently, you have to be able to bring that customer back and buy that $15 cocktail again. So I think that's driven suppliers like ourselves to offer quality products, you know, for that reason.
Everyone's fairly familiar with Buffalo Trace, I think, here. I think we're all fairly familiar with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And what else is out there?
In order for us to compete, we have to be two things. Our quality has to be there, and then we have to be diverse. We know that Buffalo Trace is our flagship bourbon, but then we also know that if you have a room full of 100 people, you know, hopefully the majority like Buffalo Trace, but if they don't, we need to have something else to offer to bring them back to our brands.
In regards to that analogy you used about the 100 people in a room and creating a different bourbon, a style of bourbon to suit each one of them. On a global scale, how are Buffalo Trace essentially getting those people through the door, like to of course see the brand in the first place?
You have to start with the bars, grassroots efforts. All of our sales guys not only work with the distributors, but they work with the bars also.
Sort of like the recent developments with, you know, like Wild Turkey changing the proof of their bourbon. how do you find sort of the future of bourbon? Are you going to stay true to your recipes of what you're doing now, or do you think you're going to try and change it up for the future and to make a product that is more tangible for the modern palate?
We feel like the best bourbon has never been made, and so we're always searching for something else. And then we are going to be true to our legacy brands. So Buffalo Trace, for example, is always going to be Buffalo Trace. But we're always looking for innovation and something new out there. And we know that if you don't do that, you're going to get lost because somebody else will do it for you.
We have a unique opportunity to challenge our audience here. I believe are all craft spirit aficionados. Some of you may think you're more towards bourbon or more towards tequila. Can I have anyone who raises their hands who think they could distinguish a good craft bourbon? Yours went, yeah, no, I'm not, you went up straight away and you're gonna ruin this. Come on down. What I also need is someone who thinks they know tequila like nothing else. You know, who loves... Okay, cabron, there we go. Okay, so we have a bourbon aficionado and a tequila aficionado. He's legit from Mexico. Deterred! Round of applause, everyone, round of applause. Right. The challenge is, boys, to differentiate between Buffalo Trace and the rest, and Tequila Blue and the rest.
Tequila.
From Mexico, I'd hope you worked that out already.
He was calling me, he was like, yeah, more money's on that.
You're saying Buffalo Trace is in that glass. All right, suspense.
Tequila 100%.
Tequila Blue on that one?
100%.
100%. So, for you, sir, Buffalo Trace, for a bottle of Buffalo Trace is...
If I lose, does Jay punch me in the head?
He's done it, everyone. He's done it. Congratulations, sir.
The microphone.
Try to fall over. And for you, sir.
Tequila.
Tequila Blue. You think that's Tequila Blue?
Sí.
See? See, senor?
100%.
Oh, the Mexican. Unbelievable from Mexico. And I'll have you know, one of these. Oh, you're lucky. So it's not the cognac. I did pour. I poured cognac in the wine glass to see if you get it. No, Tequila Blue. There you are, sir. Well, congratulations to you, sir. Okay, so it's time for the 30-second review. We have 30 seconds to review Buffalo Trace. Lads, take it away.
Yeah, so again, we get a lot of these spicy characteristics and a lot of tannins on your palate there. I think that's characteristic of the extra long aging that must be associated with Buffalo Trace. Over to you.
I've finished mine, and I could drink this all day on its own. But the important thing for me about a product is knowing that it can hold its own in a cocktail, and I like that, and it will do that.
Buffalo Trace Bourbon is a true Kentucky straight bourbon with a recommended sale price of just under $50 a bottle. You can buy it from a wide range of wholesales, or for more information, go to the Buffalo Trace website or the South Trade website. So, I think it's time for a shout out.
I want to give a shout out to Eperindina. It's a rare, hard to find Argentinian bitter orange liqueur. Awesome, been around since 1864. Great in margaritas, great in sidecars and any other sort of orange liqueur drink.
Fantastic. I've got the Beta raspberry beer from our friends at Beer Importers Direct. Great fruity beer, delicious. Go and drink it, smash it, get it in you.
And I want to give a shout out to the Cardiac Club. They've been around for a while. They're still the top-notch hospitality bar. Lots of love to the boys. Love going there, and I love Nathan and the rest of the team. So,
hey guys, don't go away. We're going to be right back after this.
Top Shelf. top shelf, it's just been huge.
A lot of consumers, a lot of trade were in. It had a good feel. All the aisles were packed. I was trying to run between my stands and I couldn't get through.
If you love gin, you got to get to top shelf.
If you love tequila as much as I do, get yourself down to top shelf, drink some Patron.
Top shelf! We're here introducing people from the industry, just talking about top shelf.
Top shelf was great. Amazing Melbourne people coming along and drinking some amazing drinks.
Come and get the real Cuban rum at top shelf.
I've come down from Scotland. I'm the man that's made all these whiskies here. It'd be great to see you.
It was very educating. Many of the distillers and people in the industry were answering questions, and there was so much there to taste.
Hey, I'm Ollie from Glen Grant. Come down to Top Shelf down here in Melbourne. Can't wait to see you to talk about some single malt scotch.
If you love beautiful tequila, get on down here to Top Shelf.
I think for a first-time event, they've really rocked the socks off it.
You're talking about new brands that you haven't seen. You're talking about brands that you have seen.
Come on down to Top Shelf and drink some Espolón Batangas!
Top Shelf, people. See you next year.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers to Top Shelf. Here's the Top Shelf. You beauty!
Hey guys, welcome back. We're still talking about craft and everything to do with it. So, Tim.
Yeah.
Your bottle here.
Yes.
Designed by you, I believe. You were telling me earlier it's all designed by yourself.
We employed some designers out of New York. As you know, tequila in America is a lot more established as a category.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd go to where I suppose you'd call the heart of the tequila, modern tequila category. And we hired some fantastic designers out of New York. And the brief was to bring what we would call a modern take on tequila to life, actually.
So you've got on here, so it's a Sugar Skull from, I presume, inspired by Day of the Dead or Dia del Muerto, or Muerto. Perfectly shown there. I mean, when you were designing this, was that an attractive concept for you? I mean, what does Dia del Muerto mean to Tequila Blue and to yourself?
Day of the Dead, as we all know it, is very much about celebrating life and those who have passed, family and friends in Mexico, and they give traditionally sugar skulls as gifts during that period. November 1 and 2 is when we celebrate that. And so, you know, for us it was to be able to bring that to life through the design, because that is, in essence, what Tequila Blue is all about. It's about celebrating the best of Mexico.
Your distillery, so, I mean, what's changed whilst you guys have taken over? I mean, how did you break through and change things in tequila whilst you were doing this? Or did you try it?
Yeah, we've got this fantastic little distillery. It's in the town of Tequila. And actually the volcano that sits behind the town of Tequila has an underwater spring that actually runs down underneath our distillery, and so that feeds what we use in terms of the water and helps with the product itself. And what I suppose our distillery does is it takes the best of the old world of distilling and has put some, you know, a bit like Harlen said, some new innovation into the way we do it. And particularly we cold filter our tequila at the end of the process. And that brings out a lot of the sweet vanilla and citrus tones that you get out of our tequila through that process. So that, I suppose, is a great example of where we've melded the best of the past with the best of the present.
Excellent. And are you using a donkey to grind your agaves down, or I mean, how you do? Is it fairly modern, or you? Our
master distiller Agustin, he's actually 75 years old, I think.
Yes, I read this. Yeah.
So he sort of built his craft up over many years. So he loves to use a lot of that traditional way of doing it. Not quite the donkey. We need to punch out a little bit more product than the donkey can do in a day. But so we do use the best of both. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how do you feel about this, Harlen? I mean, Do you know much about tequila? Have you had much experience about the sort of I mean, in tequila in the area, it's obviously a very, very unique style of crafting spirits. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Believe it or not, we're also involved in tequila, and one of the things we have done is, just like we did with bourbon, we actually started the world's first single barrel tequila, and we actually do in our at the place where we got the tequila, they did grind agave with donkeys. and so it's a tequila called Corazon, and we also specially selected barrels, and we use Buffalo Trace, we use Pappy Van Winkle, we use George T. Stagg, and we use the Sazerac Rye barrels, and then we aged the tequila in those barrels, so we were able to create quite a product with a
I can imagine it's being fairly delicious.
So guys, you're mentioning, of course, the use of mixing different barrels and such to create different styles of tequila. When can we see? When can we expect to see more Tequila Blue in any other different form?
Probably not for another year or so, to be honest. For us, it's about getting this into the hands of bartenders around Australia.
You've got brands like Ocho who do vintage specific tequilas. Are you going to be looking at something where it's sort of barrel specific? You know, are you going to release, you know, like your Añejo tequila in an Amarone cask, or are you going to release your Reposado tequila in a George T. Like that?
Are you looking for an innovation role? I mean, that's a fantastic
kind of, yeah.
A couple more shots.
I'm expensive, but I'm good.
You know, I think it's really interesting, and consumers are looking for more of that. You know, what's the next take? Well, one thing
bringing the whiskey and the wine aspect into and the romance that has.
Sure.
And into tequila making, there's no reason why it shouldn't be.
I agree. As long as it's authentic, I think there is so much scope to where we can go with the tequila category. I mean, it's growing fantastically, particularly at the premium end. And you know, as we were talking about earlier, bartenders just keep playing with this stuff and making new cocktails and taking in new directions, and that's just going to drive us to do more with it.
So I think it's time for a 30-second review of Tequila Blue.
Right, so again, we have a beautiful, nice sipping tequila that I think, similar to our bourbon from before, will hold quite well in some you know, complex cocktails. Obviously, it has some nice heavier notes there that I found rather rich. What else did you find there?
It's got a cinnamon in it and a chocolate note to it, which I find is quite sweet, which I think really, really accentuates the fact that you can sip on it and you could probably drink it most of the night.
Tequila Blue is a truly crafted tequila made by hand in Tequila, Mexico. It's available for $47 a bottle through First Choice and Dan Murphy's. You can buy it wholesale from all major liquor wholesalers, or for more information, go direct to the tequilablue.com website. Thank you so much. Okay, so I want to thank my panel here and my guests here tonight, and of course the lovely audience. Give us a round of applause. And next we're going to have Andy Wren from 1806 in Melbourne to make us a craft cocktail. Delicious. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.
Thank you very much. My name's Andy. I'm here to demonstrate the craft cocktail with Buffalo Trace, a beautiful bourbon, Kentucky, very sort of heavy on the corn, nice and sweet and rich. You might have noticed I've got a Scottish accent. If you can't understand me, there's some subtitles across here. Fingers crossed you can read. So here we go. I'm not going to tell you the measurements. Again, my English is a little bit different, so I won't go there. So we're starting off with a big serve of Buffalo Trace, a good lashing of cognac, kind of a twist on a Sazerac sort of thing. I've got a beautiful cognac grape distillate here, which is phenomenal. So just a dash of that for a little bit of sweetness. A little bit of seaweed extract sugar. Because I'm a bartender. And a little bit of fresh Argentinian ice. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to stir him down. A little bit of ice here. Beautiful and cool. Little touch. Finish off into this beautiful little wine glass. Very refined and delicate. Finish off a little twist of grapefruit. And a big fat buffalo heat. And that's the drink. Thank you very much.